this time every week, we welcome this guy in. He comes to us on a rainbow. Yeah. He writes for the Marina Times, and you can find him there at the Royal Grounds on Polk Street, entertaining, signing autographs as he does for the many well-wishers. He's Michael Snyder, everybody.
Hey there, Michael.
Hey, Brett. Hi, Mark. Happy Markiversary. Come on.
Yes, thank you. Very
3 years.
exciting.
I tried to make a vegan cake for you guys, but the eggplant, cucumber, and broccoli wouldn't rise. I stuffed this baby with yeast. Oh, man.
Listen, this is a man with anger. This is a man that has resentment
you
towards
should have tried harder. Okay.
I do what I can. Hey, it's been rough out there. I gave in and bought my first gallon of gas, priced it over $5. It was worth every penny. Tangy nose, notes of sulfur and shale, delicious finish. Kind of a bitter aftertaste, though.
Oh my gosh! Well, yeah, it's getting to that point. You know, it really is. When I don't know. You have you've alternated. You had a car for a time that you gave up for a scooter you used to ride around town, which I always thought was dangerous because, you know, you ride over cable car tracks and stuff like that, and it can slip out from under you.
Yeah,
and you indeed had an accident.
Yeah, those cable car tracks are my arch enemies, let me tell you. Yeah, a little motorbike, a little freeway legal. Made by our friends at Yamaha, and I've been driving an automobile for the past decade plus.
Since your accident, yeah. But I mean, that's where you get incredible mileage. But now there are ways to get mileage with a four-wheeler, you know. So,
yeah, well, anyway. There's the two-legger. That's a way to get some mileage out of your gasoline.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, lately I've been feeling like I'm fueled by gas. But hey, that's another story for my doctor. Weirdly enough, the top two movies this week are both available on streaming services. And so I think we should get to them, don't you think?
Get into it, kid. Get into it.
Okay. Turning Red is the latest movie from the Pixar animators at Emeryville and through Disney, of course. Now they have their deal. And it's actually a beautifully rendered, as ever, and kind of charming movie with an ethnic slant and also a mythological slant. And it's about a 13-year-old girl, a little a Chinese-Canadian girl who is part of a lineage that goes back to sort of a spirit-fueled woman who could transform into a giant red panda. And, of course, everybody thinks that's mythology. Wow. And, they have a little shrine in Toronto where her mother and the girl take people on tourist tours through the shrine, and it's all very charming. And then it turns out that as puberty strikes, so does the panda issue for all the women in the lineage. And this little girl, Mei Lee, and her friends have to cope with this. You know, she's turning into a panda. So you have like the puberty the subtext, and they also love a boy band, and people, kind of bully the little girl.
What?
And, it ends up being, it's a sweet movie. The animation style is adapted to actually have hints of Aardman animation. Wallace and Gromit, the mouths look a little like the Wallace and Gromit, and that's sort of odd for Pixar, although they did it in Luca as well. But the movie, which is actually directed by Domi Shi, and I think she has some Bay Area roots, and written by her and Julia Cho, it's loaded with charm. There's a big, I complained a little bit about the last act in The Batman where they kind of went over the top, and that sort of happens here. And the mythology gets a little wonky, but again, the sweetness and the inclusion and just the general joy of the movie kind of carries you. And I think it's a great film for families to watch on Disney+.
Kind of sounds like Inside Out.
There's a little bit of Inside Out to it. Okay, this is not as good as Inside Out.
Brett.
Made by the great Pete Docter at Pixar. But, Sandra Oh is there doing one of the major voices. And, James Hong, one of the great character actors in Hollywood, comes in and plays his wise elderly relative. There's a big splashy finish, and I kind of thought, did you have to go that far? It was one of those situations. Anyway, nonetheless, I think
what's it called, sir?
It's called Turning Red. She becomes a giant red panda. Spoiler alert, it's in every trailer, so,
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Ryan Reynolds is the king of snark. He is the absolute king of snark, and he makes some interesting choices as an actor. And The Atom Project, directed by Sean Levy, who did the Night at the Museum films, for instance, is kind of an enjoyable sci-fi comedy and also filled with warm family values and vibes about a guy.
What's happening to this country? Every movie's filled with warm family vibes.
Well,
What's going on with it?
People are desperate, Mark. They're grasping for any straws they can find. You know?
You cannot say you love your country.
Okay, I do love it, but it just don't need every movie to be family vibes. But okay, go ahead.
Come on, I got some grisly stuff for you in a minute. Hold on.
Okay,
hang in there, pal. So, in any event, he is a jet fighter in the future when time travel is real, and he travels back to when he is a pubescent or prepubescent kid. I guess it seems like the Pacific Northwest, and his single mom is trying to take care of him, and the kid is sort of like a mini-me. So you've got the two actors. You've got Ryan Reynolds playing Ryan Reynolds, and you've got this kid, Walker Scott, I guess his name is Scobell, playing his, diminutive self, and it's kind of like, how much of Ryan Reynolds can you take? So, in any event, it's a great cast. Jennifer Garner plays the mom. The late father, the father is gone, but you see him in flashbacks, and then spoilers. Mark Ruffalo, the villain of the piece, who is someone to boo and hiss at if you're at home watching this thing. She's played by Catherine Keener, and there's a certain
they've got a lot of very high profile people in this project.
Exactly, it's entertaining, man. It has lots of entertainment value. It's just kind of forgettable. When it's over, you're going to go, yeah, I got some other stuff to do. Anyway, the point is,
so the kid is Ryan Reynolds. The way the kid is like a time traveler.
No. Ryan Reynolds' character comes back from the future and has to deal with this kid because of reasons. But you also get, just the kind of sci-fi time travel weirdness, which is always kind of entertaining. And you've got the snark, the magical snark of Ryan Reynolds. I enjoyed that.
That's not fake. That's real.
Okay. Well,
it was quite real. And,
all right.
Zoe Saldana is in this movie. I mean, they really top-loaded it with talented actors. And I found it entertaining, but eminently forgettable. It is available on Netflix. It's good for what it is, Mark. It's a popcorn movie. How's that?
Okay, that's cool. Okay,
I mean, I think
what else you have?
I think I'm going to give you something a little more serious, really quickly.
Yes, thank you.
Because you deserve something more serious.
Yeah, I'm a very serious man.
Huda's Salon is a heartbreaking and disturbing and troubling drama from a Palestinian, and it's. I gotta tell you, I had some issues with the politics involved, but a woman, a nice enough woman, and her baby are at a salon in Bethlehem, in the occupied territories, and
what could possibly go wrong?
And she is drugged by the salon owner, and then finds out that she has to work for the occupying Secret Service. So the question is, whose side are you supposed to root for? Here's a hint: neither. And it was, very powerful. And it doesn't really go over the top ever, but I was constantly caught up in this woman's plight. And again, politically speaking, there are no winners in this game. But nicely directed and written by Hani Abdu Assad, and also terrific.
Now, without giving anything away, does she get out?
They keep pulling her back in. Anyway, it's available on various streaming services right now. Huda's Salon. I thought it was really provocative and beautifully acted and well directed and written. And again, though, the politics of it. Who are you going to root for? The occupying power, the terrorists, or the insurgents? I mean, this poor woman who's relatively innocent is caught up in that, and it actually makes for a lot of interesting conversation when you get to that. We want to remind people that the Mostly British Film Festival is right now, and you can read all about it in the Marina Times. I have the front page article on film.
You do.
And it's all in there. And by the way, speaking of film in the Marina Times, if you go to marinatimes.com, I have an article called "The Cinema Vanishes," all about what has happened to the local movie houses in San Francisco over the past 20, 30 years. And it may, break your heart if you're a cinephile, because it sure as heck broke mine.
So let's review, Michael.
Sure.
Turning Red is the animated film. You feel it's sweet. You liked it. There's a lot of backstory that you thought maybe it's a little wonky, but people will understand it and get it, embrace it, and love it. And you think it's good for the whole family. The Adam Project is Ryan Reynolds. He returns from the future, meets his little self. It's chock full of people who you'll recognize. Zoe Saldana and Catherine Keener, and those are just the ones I remember.
Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner.
Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk. The Hulk, Dad is the Hulk.
The Hulk is back. That's very exciting.
That's not fake.
Yeah.
That's real.
Okay, and the Huda's Salon is the one that involves a woman kidnapped in Bethlehem, and the politics washes over you and can create all kinds of issues, even conflicts, even in your own mind. But that you liked it very much, you said. It's a serious kind of drama, though.
Very, very well made.
The Marina Times has his latest, The Cinema Vanishes. That's inside the Marina Times, but there's a front page piece in the Marina Times, which you can also get at marinatimes.com. And most of all, you wanted to underscore the fact that the Mostly British Film Festival is going on right now in the city. Is that a pretty appropriate summary of what Michael just said?
I think you laid it out there, buddy. Hey, I got a quick question for you. Have you been watching Inventing Anna on Netflix?
I watched a few episodes of it, yeah. What did you think?
I think that it's very entertaining. Very entertaining. And
by the way, Brett, it is inspired by a true story. It's actually a true story.
About the fake German heiress who bilked a lot of rich people in New York. And speaking,
exactly.
The reason I got confused about Jennifer Garner, Julia Garner is the actress who plays Anna, and boy, oh boy, a bravura performance, over the top, hilarious,
bravura is
heartbreaking.
Totally a ding word. Yeah. We've got to wrap up,
good.
Michael. I'd love to. You're right. It's good, Inventing Anna. Anyway, we'll pick up more. Will you please do your brackets for Mark's Madness? Are you going to do it?
Sure, although, I'm not a gambling man, Mark, but...
there's no gambling involved. You just have to pick a winner.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying here. I mean, I gambled on making that vegan cake for you and I lost, for instance.
You can find him in the Marina Times. You can find him with us on Tuesdays. He comes and goes on a rainbow. He's a culture blaster. Bye-bye, Michael.
See you, Michael.
Bye, guys.